There's some great craft beers here in Charleston, but what are my favorites? Well, today we're going to be building the ultimate six-pack. What's up, everybody? It's Bill Olson, a realtor here in Charleston, South Carolina, and today we're going to be talking all about beer and some of the best beers that you can get that are brewed locally here in Charleston. Now, it's no secret, I love to drink beer, I like to brew beer, and I like to drink beer as well. Did I say I like to drink it? But before we get into it, remember, we've got to do that YouTube stuff. Go ahead and subscribe. Ring that little bell so that you're notified of all the great videos that I put out. Like this video, comment with your favorite beers, and don't forget to share this with your friends. All right, so let's get into building the ultimate Charleston six-pack. Now remember, the beers that we're talking about today, for the most part, are going to be mainstays in the lineup of the breweries that you can find at most either grocery stores, convenience stores, or around town. We do have some bonus beers at the end of the video, so please be sure to stick around for those. The first one we're going to talk about is a beer that made me fall in love with the Gose style sours, and that is Westbrook's Gose. Now, it comes in a multitude of flavors. They do have their original here, and then we also have the key lime. The key lime is my favorite, not as widely distributed as the regular, but both are wonderful. Now, if you've never had a Gose, according to their website, this beer is sour, salty, and delicious. And I couldn't agree more. And it's brewed with coriander and gray sea salt. It clocks in at right at 4% alcohol, so it is a great warm weather beer that you can session drink in the hot summer months. The second beer on our list is going to be Palmetto's Amber Ale. Now, this comes from the first licensed brewery in South Carolina after the fall of Prohibition. They started brewing beer commercially in 1993, and this was their flagship. This is the Amber Ale. You could say this is the beer that started it all right here in Charleston. The Palmetto Amber has 5.8 ABV with some slight nutty characteristics and a slight caramel at the end. It is a perfect medium-bodied beer to go with any meal or by itself. Next in our lineup, we're going to head to Revelry Brewing, one of my favorite, no, it is my favorite brewery in town. I can make a six-pack or more out of just their beers, but for this I had to pick just one, and that was tough, and I went with their Poke the Bear American Pale Ale. This is a mainstay in their lineup, and it's not too hoppy, it's not too light, it's just a great everyday drinker. Now we're going to get into a little more of a hoppy brew, and that here is the Coast Hop Art. This is one of the first IPAs that was brewed right here in Charleston. Hop Art sits at the high end of the IPA scale before you get into the double IPAs, and it does have 7.7% alcohol in it, but it is a very easy drinker, so it does sneak up on you. Hop Art actually received a 94 rating from Beer Connoisseur magazine. So we're going to go from something hoppier down to something a little lighter, and that is the Island Coastal Lager. In 2019, Island Coastal Lager was the fastest growing lager in the southeast region of the United States, surpassing sales of Michelob Ultra and Corona. It sits at a 4.5% alcohol, and it is a mainstay in coolers around the Low Country on hot days. And apart from the normal Island Coastal Lager, they also have Island Active, which is a 4.2% and only has 88 calories per can. And last but not least in our six-pack is the beer that made it cool again to drink porters year-round, no matter the temperature. That's right, we're talking about Holy City's Pluck Mud Porter. Now this sits at 5.5% alcohol, but it is medium bodied with a silky smooth finish. So no matter the temperature, you can drink this. The Pluff Mud Porter was Holy City's second flagship beer. And if you keep your eyes peeled, roughly once a year, they do throw a bunch of it in some bourbon barrels and release an amazing special edition. So now that we've got our 6-pack built, we're going to hit up some honorable mentions for you that either A, wouldn't fit in the 6-pack, or might not be widely available, but are still worth checking out. The first one, unfortunately, I don't have a bottle of it. If I did, I probably would have drank it already. It is my #1 favorite beer in all of Charleston, and it is Revelry's Red 5 Standing By. Not only do I love it because of the Star Wars reference, but it is a Flanders red ale that is aged in French oak for 8 months. And it is not available year-round, so when you see it, you got to pick up a couple bottles of it. Next, we have another large format, and that is Westbrook's Mexican Cake. It comes out once a year. It used to be very hard to find, but they have upped production, it seems, and it's more widely distributed. And it is a wonderful imperial stout with about 10.4% alcohol. One of my favorite things about the Mexican Cake is not only do you get the flavors of cocoa nibs, vanilla, and cinnamon, but it finishes with just enough habanero pepper to really add a little bit of heat and take it to the next level. Sticking on that high alcohol train, if you like double or imperial IPAs, we've got two for you. I've got the Back Off Warchild and Coast Boy King. Warchild is from my favorite brewery, Revelry. Back Off Warchild is 9% alcohol, and Coast Boy King is 9.7. And the last we have in the honorable mentions is Cooper River's Orange Blonde Ale. Now, this is a light, easy drinking blonde ale that they infuse with navel oranges that's really crisp and great for a hot Charleston summer day. I'm going to toss links down below to all of these breweries and descriptions of these beers so that you can check them out on your own. And don't forget to comment with your favorite Charleston beers. I know I could fill multiple 6-packs with just local beers and be completely happy. So let me know what your favorites are. And again, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and ring that little bell, and share this with your friends. And I'm going to pop a couple more videos up here that I think you're going to absolutely enjoy, all about the Charleston area. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.